Hello, hello, hello. It is me, your True Hill Phenom SP3. We are back in our DeLorean, pump up the flux capacitor for episode 31 of True Rewind. This is where me and the Monday Night Warriors, we get in our DeLorean and go back in time to the beginning of the Monday Night Wars, and we review WCW Nitro and WWF Raw and decide what was the better show for the week. But of course, we gotta make our pip stops on the pay-per-views as well as the TV specials, which includes WCW Clash of Champions 32 on TBS from January 23rd, 1996. With the connoisseur of all reporting, Mr. Romeo Anthony Colon.
What's up, fellas? Happy 30 years of The Undertaker.
30 years of a dead man.
We're on episode 31, so cool it down. Nobody else's 30 matters right now. And we're not talking about WWF on this edition, so you can cool that down. Save that for the Survivor Series roundtable, sir. And of course, we have our supreme Ivan Ooze in his bathrobe extraordinaire. As always, he is Drunk Guy JJ.
Voila!
Okay.
We gotta keep the 90s theme going, man. Come on.
I like it.
He looks like Martin Lawrence when he was sick and he was calling Gina to come take care of him. That's how Gina!
I'm gonna use that today actually with this girl. So
there you go, drinking his coquito. This is a reminder to you watching us, if you're watching us at home, if you're watching us on your telephone, on your computer, if you're listening to us, it doesn't matter. Please show your support for the True Rewind series. Give this video a thumbs up, share it with all your wrestling fans and friends, and of course the iCard down at the bottom. If you haven't already, push that to subscribe, the bell below that, push all for all notifications to keep in contact with us over at True Hill Heat for all our great content. So Romeo, you are our quarterback, our pilot, our driver of the DeLorean. Take it away.
The date is Tuesday, January 23rd, 1996. Happy 20th birthday to a young Nigel McGuinness. Happy birthday. Well, we are in Caesar's Palace again. Las Vegas, Nevada. We didn't go anywhere. Congrats to Eric Bischoff, who signed a new 3-year deal to remain with Turner and WCW. We got Tony Schiavone and Bobby the Brain on commentary. Very, very lazy set with just, 4 columns, basically. Screen. I thought it was pretty lazy.
Yeah, the lazy ass mannequin props and wasn't even set up right. It was bad.
Hey, I like the little recap of what happened on Nitro. It made everything that happened feel bigger.
Yeah.
Mean Gene Okerlund is reporting live from the Little White Chapel, where Sister Sherri and Colonel Robert Parker will get married. He unnecessarily mocks Lisa Marie and Michael Jackson's marriage.
Yep.
Then it's time for Public Enemy versus the Nasty Boys. There's a very, very short pre-tape promo. I can't hear shit. The music's too loud. I can't hear the announcers.
Yeah. I was like, what is the point?
You literally just see them there. I'm like, what is this? You can't hear anything.
The Nasty Boys, one of them brings in a table into the ring. And Nick Patrick just calls for the bell just for them setting it up. Dirty finish. 4 minutes. It's going to be that kind of show, huh? This is what I was saying when I was watching this. Rocco Rock with a moonsault onto Brian Knobbs on the table. But table hardly breaks because
I am the table.
That was awful. Awful coordination. The table flips over. Johnny Grunge takes a large part of the broken table. And Jerry Sags grabs it from him and clobbers him with it. Well, this ain't a part of the script, buddy. Sags then dumps the table on Grunge's head on the outside to a loud thud. Continues to beat him with broken parts of the table. I gave this match, the match itself. I gave the match itself -2 stars. But the post match was awesome. I'll give that 2 or 3/4. Put all that together, you end up with three quarters of a star. Dave Meltzer gave this 3 3/4 stars. I was like, is this a typo? What is this? This has got to be a typo.
It was fun for what it was. Like, they literally started beating the shit out of each other like instantly. It was a fun. If they would have understood the rules, made it better. But it was enjoyable. I enjoyed it.
This felt more like a brawling angle than an actual match.
Right.
That's why I was shocked to hear that Dave Meltzer gave this nearly 4 stars. I mean, I gave the match 1.5 stars, and I gave the post-match 5 stars. So I guess that evens out to about 3.25.
Oh man. Bischoff interviews Flair and the Giant with Jimmy Hart.
Oh boy.
Rick claims his title loss last night doesn't mean anything. He says a little girl told him last night that with him, she's just going to fantasize. But with the Giants, she's going to giant size.
Oh, man.
Sweet Jesus.
This is
Chris
very...
Hansen. Chris Hansen, a young Chris Hansen probably was watching this.
Velveteen Dream, too.
Velveteen Dream, yes. He loved Austin Theory. He loved this too. Marty Scurll. But yeah. I mean, Giant's promo voice killed this for me. It killed this for me. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get past the underage woman's references by Ric Flair. You say hi, Uncle Romeo. Hi, drunk guy, Uncle drunk guy, drunk Uncle JJ, drunk Uncle JJ. Welcome to this Clash of Champions review. Harlem Rain is here with us, but yes, I couldn't get over Ric Flair's awful references to underage dating. I was trying to, and then the Giant cut his promo in that awful Giant voice. And he said he's calling Ric Flair the master of psychology and the technical master. And then Ric Flair kind of snapped me back by telling Macho Man to not hide behind Slim Jim. So I was like, oh, okay. He's hiding behind his sponsor. Okay, got you.
And Hogan behind Baywatch.
Because Baywatch booked Macho Man to beat Ric Flair. I remember that episode.
Yep. And Giant also says that Savage and Hogan will get wiped off the planet forever. And he ends his promo by saying, "Ah!"
No.
Bro,
you should incorporate that sound every time he says that on the show.
Bro, you got Ric Flair there to do all the talking. You don't need Giant to talk.
You really don't.
Shut the hell up.
I wish they wouldn't, but they did.
Then Dean Malenko makes his entrance, finally, something normal. We see he put Alex Wright in the Texas Cloverleaf on Saturday night and wouldn't let go. Officials had to break it up. And then Alex Wright comes out. Das Wunderpunk, as Brain calls him.
At least we didn't have the subtitle that told us Das Wonder Kid. With Das Wonder Kind, actually. That's what it spelled last time. At least we didn't have that this time.
This match gets underway. I don't know about you guys, but I couldn't concentrate right away because in the audience, there's a fan who's just
doing this.
He can't stop doing that. Malenko works the leg on this match. He gets the pin in 5:31, but the pin was very awkward. Botched count by the ref. He counts the first count way too quick, then gets to 3, then 4.
Yo.
Malenko lets go, thinking he already won. It looked awful. Malenko just bounces. He's happy to get a W finally.
I was just wondering why he just didn't lock on the Texas Cloverleaf since he did all that work on the leg. He drop kicked the leg to get the pin. So I was just like, why you just didn't put on the Cloverleaf and then instead of confusing the referee? Other than that, though, it was a pretty decent match. I gave it 2 3/4 stars. I thought this was one of the better worked matches of the evening.
I gave it 2.5. Go on.
2 3/4 for me.
And Meltz gave it 3.5.
Man, Meltzer is he's high. He's high and he's drunk. He was just feeling it on the Clash of the Champions 32.
He rated the tag team match higher than this.
Yeah. The 4-minute tag team match that was nothing but brawling at ringside.
Taskmaster Kevin Sullivan, he's out here. He's ready to bury someone new. He's with Jimmy Hart.
The Booker Man.
Booker Man.
You'll understand that reference when we get to Super Brawl.
He's supposed to fight Disco Inferno, but there is no Disco Inferno. It's Elvis eating a sandwich. He delivers a singing telegram. I don't understand what he's singing, but the crowd cheers when Taskmaster beats his ass.
God, that was the worst singing telegram I've ever heard. That was the worst Elvis impression I've ever heard. This was a negative 5-star performance by this singing telegram.
Mean Gene back at the Little White Chapel. He's got Bunkhouse Buck and Dirty Dick Slater. Well,
STD.
They don't seem happy to be there. They can barely put a logical sentence together.
Hold on, I think T is coming to pick her up from the True Rewind daycare.
All right, Harlem, that's enough 1996 for you. Back to 2020 you go. It's like you went through a time
like
portal.
See you at the Crossroads video. You guys going into the video.
Eric Bischoff is with Luger and Sting, the new tag champs. Luger is like, what controversy from last night? He doesn't know what happened. The Road Warriors interrupt. They say what's up to Sting. They're cool with Sting. They're boys. They challenge Sting and Lex. Sting is down for it. Lex Luger, not so much. He says slow down. They got to defend against other tag teams who've been waiting their turn. Rightfully so. Who the fuck are the Road Warriors? They're like, we just got here and won the title shot. He also brings up Animal's back injury. Hawk gets triggered. Don't understand much of what he's saying.
I understand nothing he was saying.
He was like, no. Oh, we are the War Warriors, and we got a beating quota that we're going to meet. And if you want to get in our way, we're going to meet our beating quota by beating you up.
Bro, there's so many people on the show that opened their mouths, and I didn't understand what they were saying. For real. Mr. Wonderful! Paul Orndorff gives us an update in his neck brace. Properly selling a neck brace, unlike some other guys we know. He says he needs surgery for a career-ending injury. He's pissed about Pillman and the Horsemen.
This was another thing. I didn't understand anything he was saying. Like, he's literally asks a question, and I think it's a rhetorical question, but I think it's not the answer he was expecting from it, because he says, "Oh, have you ever seen Arn Anderson do a power driver before?" And I'm like, yeah. He's like, no, you haven't. I was like, yes, I have. He used to do this like power driver with Tully all the time. What the hell are you talking about? He's like, no. And I'm like, yeah. So I thought I was having a conversation with Paul Orndorff, and he was just, I think he was on pain medication or something.
And then we see Gary Spivey in the audience looking like a weirdo. And Colonel Rob Parker arrives for his wedding late. He needs to borrow $50 from Mean Gene for his limo. He answers his very 1996 cell phone with the antenna and everything. It's Sherri. He says, "Don't worry, I'm here." Don't worry, I'm here at your own wedding. Okay. Flying Brian Pillman versus Eddie Guerrero. Back in November, True Rewind number 17. This was our match of the night.
This was not that.
Not even close.
My God, like what did I say? I think I said this like 4 or 5 episodes ago. I was like, we are slowly but surely seeing why Brian Pillman left WCW. Like I said this like 4 or 5 episodes ago that he was the worker that we saw in like September in those matches with like Eddie Guerrero and Johnny B. Bad. He is trying his best to not be that same worker.
Pillman is still unhinged, bumping around like a madman. He uses Brain as a shield from Eddie. Brain cusses, "What the fuck are you doing?" and walks away upset. This was a shoot.
Yes.
Brain is protective of his legit hurt neck and didn't know Pillman was going to touch him. Fun facts. Pillman says he wasn't aware of the hands-off Bobby policy and apologized to Heenan after the show. Heenan also said in his first book he thought he was going to get fired for saying the F word on the air.
Yes, I noticed.
What the fuck are you doing?
There was like dead air. What the are you doing? Oh my God, I was dying. I had to tell. I think Tia walked away, and then she came back, and I was like, "Yo, like Bobby just flipped, just cursed on air." This was the highlight of the show for me.
Uncensored on the WWE Network.
Absolutely.
Tony
No,
Schiavone.
there was some dead air. It was like a dynamite bleep. Like there was dead air after.
Where you just miss it, like, oh.
Yeah, yep.
Tony Schiavone asked Randy Anderson to do them a favor and keep these guys in the ring. Good luck with that. Expecting Randy Anderson to do his job. Brain returns, apologizes for cursing on TBS. After this, the action picks up a little bit, but it's short-lived. Hillman with a flying crossbody off the ropes. Uses Eddie's tights for leverage in the pin. 555 dirty finish. Tony says he's a nut, but he wins. This was disappointing. I gave this 1.5 stars.
And then the nut went backwards out of the ring and then tried to almost go into Brain again. Like well, mind you, even my girl said this. Like the announce table was way too close to the ring.
Yeah,
I will say that. But like Brian almost like backed up into him again, and I was just like, oh my God, he is completely out of his mind right now. He is totally the loose cannon already.
Meltz gave it 2.5.
Yeah, I gave it 2.5 stars. I thought it was okay for this era of Brian Pillman, where I just think that he's purposely trying to get himself fired at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. Thursday, he's just walking, just saying and doing dumb shit. Like,
he's in the 4 Horsemen. He's got it
fucking
made.
No. There's a difference between being a heel in the 4 Horsemen and just completely not giving a fuck about the quality of your matches, your work, what you're saying. You're just trying to be a crazy person.
According to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Meltzer notes that half the company was legit scared of Brian Pillman these days because he's just as out of control backstage as he is on TV.
Thank you. Like I'm seeing it. Like I didn't notice this stuff as a kid, but I notice it now as an adult. And the fact that I know I remember, this is one of my vivid memories of childhood of WCW, of what's about to happen at Super Brawl. This is why I'm just like, oh, this was a long-term thing. Like this wasn't something that he just came one day and was just like, you know what? I'm over this shit. Let me just be done with it. No, this was a gradual thing. We're seeing a gradual unhingedness of Brian Pillman.
For me, watching all this back, you're starting to see some like must-see characters on both these shows where you're like, oh shit, what are they gonna do next? And
yeah.
Goldust is one of them, and Brian Pillman here is another one.
Yes, it is definitely.
Bischoff is with Hogan, Macho Man, and Greene from the Pittsburgh Steelers. Greene says he's going to run through the Giant like the Steelers are going to run through the Cowboys in the Super Bowl on Sunday. Spoiler alert. The Cowboys wins 27-17. Right.
That's what I was just like, okay.
Hogan asks, which one of them is going to take Miss Elizabeth out on the town? Look, Sid just disappeared into a time vortex again.
Jesus Christ. Like, I wanted to hide when he was saying this shit. I was just like, oh my God. Sweet baby Jesus.
You go from pedophiles to rapists. All in the same episode.
Well, wait, there's more. Macho Man tells Kevin, "You might have an easier time with the Cowboys."
Wow.
Hogan
wow.
tells Macho, "Well, we know she's too much for you, brother."
I was like, wow, kayfabe is
It's
dead.
dead, yo.
Kayfabe is dead here.
Can you explain for any viewers that might not know what's going on here with Miss Elizabeth and Macho Man and Hogan and
So I believe in about 1992, Liz and Macho Man, they had a falling out. This was documented on the Macho Man and Miss Elizabeth Dark Side of the Ring episode, where Liz was in Florida staying with Hogan and his
must
wife.
see, and we have the review on the True Hill Heat channel.
Yes,
Check that out.
definitely check it out where we go into more detail and we talk about this more in depth, that Liz was kind of stepping out on Macho because Macho was a little bit too protective over her to the point of paranoia, and they had their divorce and they separated. Liz left the WWF while Macho continued there for about 2 more years, and Macho was the man that basically talked Eric Bischoff into getting her a job in WCW. So they even after their divorce, that he knew that she would be a good character to bring into WCW at the time, more star power from one of the more like lucrative periods of professional wrestling. So he came up with the idea to bring Elizabeth in. So they were divorced at the time. So Hogan saying this, and especially Hogan being the person to say it, it just completely killed kayfabe, because
You got lust in your eyes.
this was not canon. And yeah, we had the whole Mega Powers breaking. The Mega Powers breaking up was Miss Elizabeth. So it just this was not canon that they were divorced. It was never a part of a storyline on TV that they were divorced. We even saw a wedding in 1991 at SummerSlam. So in wrestling TV canon, from WWF to WCW, to some fans, they were still married unless you knew the behind the scenes stuff at the time. To me as a kid, I thought that Macho Man's wife was coming into WCW, was just joining him in WCW, that she had just been off TV and was coming back now. But even 8-year-old me probably was confused by this line. Like, what do you mean he's not enough thieves? He's been married to her. What are you talking about?
By the way, that wedding in '91 much better than the wedding we're going to see tonight. Spoiler alert.
Probably the only wrestling wedding that didn't have anything go down at it was that 91 SummerSlam wedding. They waited for a reception, at least.
You like Sasha Banks all cripped out, Jaquan?
Nah. I don't fuck.
You called her
with
Sasha
niggas.
Sasha Kanks?
Sasha Tanks.
You took the V out? Speaking of Bloods, it's the Blue Bloods, which is, wow, Crips and Bloods together, I guess, versus Luger and Sting.
You gotta sit over here set tripping right now. Jesus.
Guys, I don't often do transitions as smooth as that. I don't think I'll ever top that. It's for the WCW Tag Team Championships. Regal's facial expressions, hilarious.
Yo.
As Sting mocks him. Earl Roberts, or Bobby Eaton, whatever you want to call him, dives off the top rope. Luger botches catching him. Hot tag to Sting. Eaton on the top rope again, flies off and hits his partner Regal when Sting gets Irish whipped into the ropes. It did not look like believable physics to me. Just jumping off the top ropes on your partner. But Eaton gets caught in the Scorpion Deathlock, taps out at 7:48. I gave this 1 star. Meltz gave this 1.25.
Yeah, this was pretty bad.
It was really good. 1.25 as well.
I gave it 1.5. Luger was awful here, and Luger dominated most of this matchup. Sting only pretty much came in for the hot tag, which the Sting parts were good. Eaton and Regal tried their best, but Luger really dragged out this match, in my opinion.
Back to the Little Whitechapel, where Harlem Heat are guests outside. They don't seem happy about the food or drinks.
Man, where's the nut bone, sucker?
Where's the hot wings?
Sherri arrives. She's mad at Parker because he gambled his money away and he's down to his last dollar, so they have to do a drive-through wedding now.
Cheapskate.
Yeah. Sherri, Parker, Bunkhouse, Slater, they're all talking over each other. I don't understand what's going on. Apparently Sherri can't get into the what do you call that thing? Somewhere to fucking change. Whatever. It's a horrible segment.
Trailer?
The trailer, yeah. There you go.
Yeah, we would find out later why.
Why?
Eric Bischoff brings out Brian Pillman for an interview.
Oh, Jesus.
Pillman asks, "Are you nervous?" "You should be. Live mic." He threatens to say 7 dirty words. And then he rambles about Paul Orndorff and respect. Anything you want to say about this?
I will just say Eric Bischoff sucks as an interviewer. He did this. I forgot to mention this during the Road Warriors Sting and Luger promo. He takes the mic away when Hulk's about to say, "Oh, what a rush." He literally takes the mic away, so he can't even finish his promo. Here he's like taking the mic away to kind of play around with the fact that Pillman's threatening to say the 7 deadly words on TV. So that kind of worked, but he just sucks. You should have had Bischoff at the Little White Chapel instead of Mean Gene, even though Mean Gene is the perfect comedian for that type of segment, and he did save a couple of those segments. I would have preferred Eric Bischoff there and Mean Gene here in the arena to do these interviews.
By the way, the 7 dirty words, if you did not know, shit, piss, come on, piss. It's just not a dirty word. Cunt, cocksucker, motherfucker, tits. Yeah, that's it. 7. Tits. That's not a bad word. That's not a dirty word. That's a cute word. It's a beautiful word.
I'm dying at drunk guy JJ's laughter because we have our own 7 deadly words, and he breaks all of those, so he just knows now that he can use all.
This guy says them all.
He called Did he call somebody a?
Yes.
Yeah. I do go off the rails.
I love that Romeo's gonna have to blink out this whole section.
Mike Tenay is on commentary, which means we're probably gonna get some foreign talent, and yes, we do. Psychosis versus Conan for the Mexican Heavyweight Championship. You see how they spelled Conan's name wrong?
Yes.
Yeah.
One N.
I think they spelled Psychosis' name wrong too. Tenay tells us this rivalry dates back 8 years, where they were training at the same school in Mexico. Conan wins with a zip lock, which locking Psychosis' hands and legs as he poses. Very, very disrespectful.
That's the most badass submission I've ever seen. Like, he literally puts him into submission with his legs and just poses. And he's tapped out. I was like, oh shit. That's gangster.
This went 5 minutes, 26 seconds. I thought some of it was good, but the crowd was dead. They don't know who these two are.
Yeah.
I gave us 2 1/4. Meltz gave it 2 3/4.
What? How did he give this less than that tag? The best wrestling as far as I'm concerned of the night. I gave this I was the high man on this. I gave this 3 stars. This was 3-star quality work. You had the technical wrestling of Conan mixing very well with Psychosis high flying. I just wish they would have gave Psychosis a little bit more here.
2.5 for me.
By the way, Conan in tremendous shape.
Yes. It's like, what the hell happened?
And his music was awful. Sounded like some shit for Eugene.
Both of
that shit?
Yeah. Both of the themes were awful.
No.
Psychosis
Psychosis
was that good?
That was an almost Bobski.
Yeah.
Maybe a banger.
Sister Sherri's getting changed in the limo. Mean Gene says probably not the first time she's been in the back seat.
I was like, that's the line of the night. That's the line of the night.
Respectful.
And then
Colonel
he
Park-
asks to walk her down the aisle. Like, what?
I'll be honest.
Colonel Parker now needs $30 from Mean Gene, so that he says he'll pay him back. Back from commercial
man.
for the biggest wedding in television history, says Mean Gene.
Sheesh.
Sherri's in a red dress as Mean Gene walks her down the aisle, down the driveway to give her away. Accidentally reveals that Parker was talking to another woman on the phone earlier.
I was like, way to go, G.
Disco Inferno couldn't show up for his match, but he's here. He's at the wedding dancing.
Disco Fever! Disco Fever! See, I'm here for your wedding.
There's a funny close-up of Dick Slater almost crying. He's very touched by this. Sherri and Parker are both nervous and shaking. They ask if anyone would object to this wedding. Booker T just shakes his head like.
She's like, no neck bone still.
Then we see Medusa come out the trailer to slap and attack Sherri, throws her all over the reception area.
She missed her cue.
Did she?
Yeah, she should have came out when they said someone to object.
So are they officially married or no?
No, I don't think so. They didn't do I do's.
Nobody looked all that interested in breaking this up. Eventually, they do break it up.
Booker did, but he fell. You could totally tell he was dying. He was cracking up.
He's corpsing. Send for the man.
For the man.
The best part is Disco stealing some bottles of bubbly. Very subtly. If Sherri and Parker are not officially married, do not worry. Do not worry, because eventually we will see a wedding take place here in this little white chapel, and it won't get interrupted. It'll be Triple H and Stephanie McMahon.
It won't get interrupted because only one of them was awake.
What a love story. What a love story.
I mean, we've already spoken of rape and pedophilia in this episode. Nothing like that. There's just no drop down in quality there.
Kidnapping.
Date rape, kidnapping.
Wrestling Observer Newsletter. WCW's way, putting women back in their stereotypical rightful place of sex playthings for all men instead of actual competitors. Oof.
Yes.
Oof.
This is where the big girls play, right, Medusa?
Then it's main event time. Macho and Hogan versus Flair and Giants. Michael Buffer introduces. Somehow the crowd is hyped for Let's Get Ready to Rumble.
Always.
They have Hogan and Macho have all the ladies with them. Women, Linda, Hogan. They got Kevin Greene.
Deborah McMichaels.
Yep. I have a note on woman here. Several notes. You'll be interested to hear this. Plan is to put woman with Randy Savage when he inevitably turns heel and make her the new evil version of Elizabeth. Nancy showing up in WCW caused an issue with ECW because she's still with them and she didn't have permission from Paul Heyman to work this show. Her husband, Kevin Sullivan, had been negotiating with Heyman all week to try and bring women in, even offering Heyman the use of several WCW wrestlers, including Public Enemy, former ECW stars. But Heyman wasn't interested unless those WCW stars are going to come in and job for ECW stars. Clean on TV.
Heyman.
This gets better. Sullivan gave Heyman the impression that Hulk Hogan is the real booker, not me, and that Hogan wanted Nancy brought in, and that if Sullivan couldn't make it happen, his job might be in jeopardy. But Paul Heyman wouldn't budge. The hang-up is that Nancy wants to do both, and now she's trying to save her ECW job. But from all reports, Heyman is done with Nancy after this.
Well, I mean, it's not like she was getting that much from Philly, running out of bingo hall.
Eventually, Woman works her last ECW show, and Meltzer gives her credit for her professionalism going along with the angle. They did a story where Woman tried to convince ECW champion Sandman and several other wrestlers to come with her to WCW. But they all turned her down and called her a bitch and a whore.
Oh, my God.
And then Too Cold Scorpio throws her out the building. There's some bitterness here because she wanted to stay in ECW. Heyman was mad at her for showing in WCW. He wrote her out of the promotion. Yeah. Fun facts.
Well, you gotta love how Heyman always used what was really going on in storyline. So I'll give him credit for that, but not the best way then people get on WWE's treatment of Lita when she was heading out of the company, but this kind of set the bar for that, I guess.
Miss Elizabeth comes out with a separate entrance, looking like a MILF. Match starts. Kevin Greene gets into the ring unnecessarily, threatening to tackle Flair. Flair gets on the mic and says Greene doesn't need to get hurt and miss Sunday. We'll do this another time. Hogan does little selling in this match.
Nope, he never does.
He meaninglessly slams the Giant in the middle of this match. That doesn't even mean anything anymore when you just do that as a transition move and like it's nothing.
This jester, I hate when he does this shit. You're not doing a gorilla press. You're literally doing this, not this.
Macho Man with a big elbow drop on Flair. Jimmy Hart's on the apron to distract the ref. Hogan and Giant battle on the floor, but Flair gets the illegal object and uses it on Savage for the pin and the win in 950. Dirty finish. Kevin Greene complains to the ref and Hogan. Hogan says, "Watch your back, brother." It's Zodiac and Pillman. They come out to attack. Hogan and Greene team up. They throw them over the top rope. Greene is grinning the whole time like a mark. They help up Macho Man, and that'll pretty much do it as fans start to leave. One pyro goes off. Pretty much sums up the show. Then eventually the other pyro goes off. Cuts off the air. I gave this 3/4 of a star. Meltz gave this 1 1/4.
Man, I gave this 1 star. Why was this the main event? I understand there was a lot of stars in here, but what was the whole point of having 50,000 women, Kevin Greene, and the returning secret weapon, brother, of Miss Elizabeth? If you were gonna job, you jobbed, and once again they are meeting the standard of Macho Man as heavyweight champion. He has to take the pin here.
By the way, Clash of the Champions and no heavyweight championship match.
Hey, at least we had the Mexican heavyweight championship.
Oh, okay, well. Jaquan, what'd you give this?
1 star.
Match of the night, I'm going to go Malenko, Alex Wright.
I'm going to go with Conan versus Psychosis.
Go with Malenko and Alex Wright.
MVP, I'm going to go with the guy that got off a night of taking bumps and just managed to get away with some bubbly. I'm going to go with Disco Inferno.
Go ahead, Jaquan.
I'm going with now that you put it like that, I'm going with Disco Inferno. Because he didn't even get trouble for not coming for his match. He had Elvis come out for him. Hilarious.
I'm going to go with Colonel Rob Parker because he had 2 women fighting over him, even though he lost all his money. He's a broke-ass dude, and he had 2 women fighting over him at a wedding. So he deserves our MVP.
LVP, I'm going to go similarly what SP3 was saying. You had Elizabeth, Kevin Greene in corner, you got all the ladies, and you still lose. Hogan and Savage.
Hogan and Savage easily. That made them come out like it's a big fight fucking feel for them. Then again, they did lose in the Super Bowl, but you got the Steelers, got the Steeler guy, Kevin Greene, you got all the hoes.
You know what? Yeah, let me add Kevin Greene because he said he's going to run through the Cowboys, and he lost.
Hogan, so, I'm gonna just go with Hogan and Savage because they helped set the precedent of losing for Kevin Greene to lose the following Sunday in the Super Bowl.
By the way, you think the Cowboys would fucking hurt this shit in the locker room? Like, he said what? Okay. 3 dirty finishes. Thumbs out. And in 3, 2, 1, it'll be thumbs up or thumbs down for Clash of Champions 32. 3, 2, 1. Big, unanimous thumbs down. Awful. We'll rate it on a scale of 0 to 10. Way too many bad promos and talking segments. Not enough good in-ring action. I give this a 1.4.
I give it a 2.
I give this a 1.5. This was not a TV special. This was just a preview of a 2-hour Nitro, in my opinion. This is exactly what we get on Nitro, except it was 2 hours.
Tragic.
And final thing, we'll guess the TV rating here. For reference, Nitro last night, they are going head-to-head against Raw, did a 2.7. What do you think Clash of Champions did unopposed, but on a Tuesday?
A 2.
3.0.
This did a 4.5.
Damn.
God damn.
The highest rating yet in the Monday Night War, and one of the top-rated shows in wrestling history on TBS.
Jesus Christ. Man, you gotta let us know next time where that ranked among Clash of Champions. Clash of Champions history.
I think there's only a couple more, right?
Yeah, I think there's only like 3 or 4 more.
I cannot believe I missed 31 of these. How am I gonna live with myself?
Hey, the 1989 ones were good. 1989 was a good year for them. But yes, that has been WCW Clash of Champions 32 from January 23rd, 1996. Post your comments down below. Let us know what you thought about our review, as well as this. What's the best way I can say this? This clusterfuck of an event.
Clash of clusterfucks.
The clash of the clusterfucks. That's what that's the perfect title for this episode right here.
Hey, that's almost a 7:30 word. Relax.
Yeah, that's true.
Clusterfuck, motherfucker.
Cluster funky. Give this video a thumbs up. Show your support for the True Rewind series. Share this video with all your wrestling fans and friends. And of course, the iCard down at the bottom. You can push that to subscribe and the bell to stay notified. Press all for all notifications for all the great content right here on True Heel Heat. So, for the connoisseur of reporting, Mr. Romeo Anthony Colon.
You can find me, the Pride of NY, on Twitter and Instagram, the Wednesday Night Warriors, every week here on the True Heel Heat YouTube channel.
For the Supreme Ivan Ooze, Drunk Guy JJ.
Instagram, hacksaw_J_Duggan. Twitter, Drunken Master JJ. That's it. Of course, you can follow the gang everywhere. Got True Heel Heat. We got Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, MySpace, Skonex, Black Planet, Pornhub, X Videos, OnlyFans, Twitch. We everywhere, man.
Hey, the Twitch part might be right pretty soon. Who knows? Yes, you can check me out every single Saturday on the True Heel Heat podcast right here on the True Heel Heat YouTube channel. You can also check me out on Wrestle2 YouTube channel every single Wednesday live at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 8 p.m. BST with the good brother Alex McCarthy on Wrestling Daily, getting into some healthy, friendly wrestling debates. Of course, you can read my content over on Sports Keto Wrestling and everywhere else. True Toxicity is our men's lifestyle podcast. Definitely check that out as well. And Jimmy Macaram YouTube channel where we review TV shows like Umbrella Academy and Ozark. You can also find me on Instagram at TrueHeel_EpicSP3. So, for True Rewind episode 31, Clash of Champions 32, we are signing off until next time.